Another video. I'm gonna talk about Aquafina, aka Nora Lum. I don't know why a lot of people are angry at this woman. I just saw, a posting, I believe on Media Takeout, that a lot of people, especially Black Twitter, is upset that this lady, a non-Black lady of Asian descent, is being nominated for the NAACP Image Awards. Now, I don't know why a lot of people don't know that NAACP is not only for African Americans. If you look at their title already, it's a national advancement of colored people. So that includes everybody, including people of Asian descent. It's not only just black. Even when they were having the protests in the 50s and 60s, it wasn't only black people in the picketing lines, it was Asian Americans, Aboriginals, Indians, Jews, all of them were at the front of the line. Anybody that was non black can be nominated to be in the Image Award. So there's no reason for black people to get upset that this lady is getting such an award. There's a lot of black organizations that you think are that keep other people out there, not only black, but they also have people of all different races. Same like the Nation of Islam. They allow Asians, Aboriginals, Indians, any person that's non-black can join the Nation of Islam. Same thing with the Black Panther Party, even though it has the word black, they just mean anybody of not a non-white. So when all these people are participating in the organization, they're okay to give money, they're okay to participate in the picket lines for the protest, but soon as they get elected or nominated, then all y'all black people have problems. I don't know what the big issue is because they're out there fighting the same fight here in America. And you see, this doesn't only affect Aquafina Nora Lum. This issue runs deep into the community. Same thing when they see Arabs opening up shop, convenience store, liquor store. Black people have a problem when they're opening up shop, liquor store. But then the same black people in those community will not open up liquor store and convenience stores. They just want to complain about other people moving in and profiting, but they don't want to do it themselves, take the initiative to open up their own shops so they can profit because there's enough money for everyone to make money. And then they also get upset, in the university and college when they see foreign black people like Caribbeans and Africans going into school with the qualifications, they have all the qualifications get into school, and then get upset that Africans and Americans and Caribbeans are taking these positions, going for these classes, getting these courses, and graduating. Just sit there and complain. And the issue is that it all comes down to is accountability. It's a problem in the African American community. Accountability. They just want to sit down and complain about other folks doing what they need to do, getting a job, getting a career, getting the money, putting some money to invest, to open up a shop, go to school, finish school, buy a house. Where is the accountability for African Americans to do the same? If the whole playing field is leveled, she, as a nominee, because she fits the criteria for nominations. So why not, instead of complaining, why don't you get out there, put in the footwork, going to school, put in the footwork for social media, like she did those music videos and all those. I watched some of those videos; they were funny. Put in the hard work and quit the complaining, because the NAACP is not only for blacks, and I'm sure that most of the support, you know, is from the civil rights movement. Is because when you lift the bottom pole, when you lift black people, then everybody else moves up. So that's why they use black people as the symbol. But when you look at the actual definition of the name, the NAACP, is the advancement of all colored people, non-white people. So, brothers and sisters, quit the complaining, put the weed down, and pick up a book and start educating yourself. And then they want to complain that she has black stereotypical phrases, but let's remember a lot of our black comedians out there, when they get up on stage, a lot of their jokes are stereotypical racial jokes. And nobody ever complains about it. All they do is they laugh about it and all the jokes and everything. But then when someone from outside the community want to do the same thing, then all of a sudden we have a problem. It should go both ways, right? Because it's all about equality. So if they're out there doing those type of jokes and they're funny, then they should be allowed to do those type of jokes. And there's not. And they talk about black scent. The lady is a third generation Asian American. The grandfather moved from China to New York. The father is was born in America, and now Aquafina, the granddaughter, is also born in New York. So there's no accent to her voice. She was born in New York. She's a third generation American, so she's got that urban talk already. When people talk about ghetto, not all black people have a ghetto accent. A lot of Africans do not have this accent. A lot of Caribbeans, when they come over, they don't have that accent. That's the accent that they were born with. So to go and label this lady with a black accent, she was born in New York City. So you can't fault her for having that accent. And then they talk about stereotypical roles that she takes. You'll see a lot of stereotypical roles for Asians when they do a lot of fighting and stuff like that. But it's time for not only to stick to just fighting karate and doing karate movies. Much the same like how black people are trying to diverse from just being pimp, prostitute, and thugs in movies. They're now making serious movies. Like look at Tyler Perry, he's making a lot of serious movie. At first, it was buffoonery, but he was able to diversify. Just like the saying like Aquafina, it's not all about karate chops. They're diversifying, so they're also allowed to diversify just the same way as the black community. So I don't know where this cultural appropriation complication, which they're talking about, Aquafina is trying to dress up black or dress up urban, but nobody ever complains about black women and their cultural appropriation. In my opinion, they're the biggest. Every day they got somebody else's hair on their head. And then they're skin lightening all the time. Hmm? But nobody want to talk about that. Like, why is it that when you're trying to talk white and proper, then people try to make fun of you as a black person? You're just doing what an educated person would do. They try to make these labels to keep you down. So what we need to do is take up accountability for ourselves, for our actions. And if you see someone else doing much better than you, instead of complaining, why don't you start educating yourself and find out why they are doing well and you too do the same? Instead of, complaining about the Arabs moving in with their stores and shops and taking the money out of the black community, why don't you open up a shop yourself and you too do the same and quit the complaining? And instead of, seeing all those complaining about Africans going to all of the courses in school in college and universities and see Caribbeans graduating at a higher number. Instead of complaining, why don't you two do the same? We we want to sit back and think that Uncle Sam is going to give us everything. No, we should know this by now, by hundreds of years, that you need to fight for what you want and what you need, and quit complaining and having this crab in the barrel mentality. Anyways, guys, what do y'all think? Willie from YouTube. No one should be upset about this lady getting an image award for a group that's transcultural. Willie from YouTube, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And bye bye.